Alright guys, today starts the process of building an AI robot. The robot's goal is to basically just follow you and mimic you, and then also maybe be able to learn how to pick up things and whatnot. So we have some servos here, battery powered, all the parts and pieces, the motherboard that has to be programmed, all the gearing, more building parts. So let's get to it. So the things that you're going to need is some 4 AAA batteries, and that's because the battery pack will need that. And then we're going to be needing basically a screwdriver. I use mine. Mine's motorized. And then cutters to cut the plastic and put it together. Now we have assembled gears. That way it can actually move when turned on. Gonna take the motor with the white servo, if it focuses, and we're gonna wanna make sure it's about halfway or more. I would say about 75% pushed on. They are kind of hard to get on, and that's on purpose. Your servo will then look like this. And then you're just going to want to have the motor basically sitting like that. Now, sometimes your leftover plastic, kind of hard to tell, I'll show you, is sticking out, so it won't fit right. So you want to make sure you actually take it and just cut it off. You're not going to need it, it's sticking out. So we're going to slide the wire through. We're going to basically try to line everything up nice and evenly, and the gear should sit perfectly. So we want it encased just like that. Now we're going to take some screws. We're going to go ahead and put it in the casing and lock it down. Now, to make sure it's nice and snug, I'm just going to actually take it by hand. It's plastic, you don't want to go too tight, but you definitely want to make sure that this stuff is snug as there's moving pieces in there. Now we're doing more gearing work, so these actually have arrows as to, they want it pointing onto each other, and there's a little slit on the top, and it might be hard to see, but you can see the slit right there where it's going to fit in. Now you're going to do the other side, same exact way. You want to be careful. You don't want to spin the gear just yet. You want to hold it in there. And make sure that these wires, when you run them, that they're tucked out of the way. You don't want it hitting your actual gearing while it's moving. That's the biggest issue. But as you can see, we have it facing each other, so we're good there. All right, so here we're doing the other side gearing. We're gonna take the long snout, we're gonna slide it in. We kind of just hold it like that for now. Now you wanna make sure with the blue that you watch out that it's facing down the opposite way, so it lines up like that. And that's just so it doesn't hit anything, basically. And then I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna smush it into the orange, and we'll get something like this. 3-way gearing. Sorry, 3-way gearing. Now I went ahead and did the other side of it. It's white, green, and rod sticking through. And this is how the gearing will sit on the other side. If you hold down the motor, you gently move it, you can see that the orange wheel is slightly spinning. That's where the output is going to be. Now I've already ran the wiring neat on the case. We're just going to go ahead and tighten it down with some 3 screws. And take your time with it. Don't break the plastic. And I'll just show you how it looks with one, and then I'll do the others, but that's the casing. Now I've put the motorization together, and we're gonna go ahead and lock it down with 4 of these little screws. All right, so for this part of the step, there's a screw that needs to be tightened all the way down there. I had to go get one from my PS5 controller screwdriver because this is too fat, and you really do need length to get all the way in there. So if I show you, you need that much length, and that's about half of this. And unfortunately, when you try to put this in, I can't go anywhere with it. Just a forewarning. So for this part, we're making the eyes, and all you're literally doing is taking the plastic and pushing it in, making sure it goes down nice and snug. That's how the faceplate will look. Now we're taking the motherboard, and we're actually, quite simply, gonna make sure these lights go onto the bottom gently. You don't want to damage the electronics, just like that. There'll be a little module behind his face. So cute. Here we're just connecting the wiring to the faceplate so it can communicate. So now we pushed in the faceplate, we ran the wiring gently in the grooves that was made for it, and then we're gonna take the battery pack. We're just gonna pop a bunch of batteries in here. Gonna wanna make sure they're nice and charged, but these are brand new, so we'll be fine on that part. Gonna take it and we're gonna push in. Uh-oh. We saw some power. Gotta make sure it's nice and tight in there. It's kind of hard to do, but you know. And then the battery pack is just gonna slide up in its little cube. All right, guys. Once done with that part, all we're gonna do is take the little doohickey thing. We're gonna go ahead and put everything together now, just like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and tighten that bad boy up. Look at that little cute thing. So cute. Now we got this guy's head all put together. So this was kind of hard to show. The base gets put on first, and then you have to use these little anchors, and you move it from here to here down, and what it does is it creates an edge to actually lock this base down. Pretty neat trick. Now we've put the spider gears on. We're just gonna go ahead and C-clip this. And just like that, it's locked. Now we got everything screwed together. It's quite the mess. That's the least to say. But still getting there. See how it looks when it's done. For the legs portion, all we're doing is taking it with these little notches on it and pushing it in all 8. Pretty simple. This is how it's gonna walk around. It's gonna be cool to see. Walking robot. Done. Now we're just simply snapping them in their place. That's creepy, but I like it. For the arm, all we're doing is taking it like this, bada bing, bada boom, snap it in, take the claw, pop it in, bam. I'm gonna go ahead and snap this boy in on the right side, make sure it lines up, bam. Now he's got hands. All right, here's our friend. There he is. Now we're gonna get him in just to follow mode. So now, he's looking for me. He is now in explore mode, except on the carpet he's having a hard time, so let's get him on some hardwood. Look at him go.